Hi, everybody. It's Friday, 12 o'clock Central Europe time. Hi, my name is Engracia ESleeswijk, and I'm so happy to be able to talk to you again. Today, I want to talk to you about build your ship, position yourself. We, as professionals and business owners, are facing life, and life will always do what it does. And that means that you will have peaks and you will have valleys, and some days it will feel like you're on top of the mountain, and at another day you feel like you're close to a mental breakdown. Is it just me? I don't think so. But what happens is that you have to realize, like I said, life does what it does. And you have to prepare for the cycles. And that's the reason why I want to talk to you about the analogy of using a ship. Do you know that a ship was the first big um, transportation or base of transportation to to basically visit from one continent to another. And one of the key elements of a ship is that it stays afloat. That's the purpose of this life. This today is to teach you how to stay afloat, even when things are not going your way. And like I said, things will not go your way. Prepare for that. It's part of the process. But what it does, it makes you more inventive on how to create more value and how to overcome problems. That's what I did back then, centuries ago. It seemed that, or the story goes that the English had ships, but the beams were too heavy, or the type of wood was too heavy, and then some other, I believe it's the Dutch, I believe it's the Dutch, that they were able to figure out how to balance everything so the ships could stay afloat. Staying afloat in this time is not a luxury. It's something you prepare for, you know? You prepare for it in a non-stressful time. And what you do is you make sure that you have several scenarios of how you can handle life, you know? And that has nothing to do with thinking. You know, doom thinking is something that is absolutely deleted out of our vocabulary. But what it does is it's more fact thinking. That's how I like to think about it. And fact thinking makes sure that you are able to look at all scenarios, at least the most common one. And the most common one is that sometimes you might not have the income you want, or not the relation you want, or things happen, life happens. It's valuable for you to prepare in a non-stressful time, and it's almost like a utopia right now, because a lot of people are saying, oh, thank God 2020 is going away. But basically, it doesn't matter what year it is. You should prepare for life, you know? Betting on one horse is a dangerous game, and also the YOLO way of thinking. You know, YOLO. Uh, you only live once. That's true, but how you live is on you. You know, so the effect of not preparing means that people um, um, get in trouble and get problems, and the complexity of the problem is so big because there is no preparation. And without preparation, you lose sight of what you have to do away with, or what you have to gain, like I said. And it's important for you to go back to the drawing board. And when you do scenario building, it's like a meticulous job, just like they build the ship. Everything has to be a fit. So let's say, for instance, you figure out that you are not up for a certain life phase. Let's say you want to make the transfer from um, a professional, on the work in the workplace, working for somebody, um, to a place where you have to make sure that you stay afloat on your own. That takes preparation for a long time. Don't follow the rules of what we call ad hoc thinking. Follow the rules of planning. And planning means that you work on your protection, and the protection will make sure that even though not everything is covered, because that's not what I'm saying, not everything is covered. What it will help you do is you can basically have less stress, figuring out what next step to take. And the next step is important because the next step has to be based in a realistic, from a realistic place. This realistic place helps you to um, 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 acknowledge that all is not well and put you to work, or at least get you to think about how to get to the next place. Very important. The next place is the next place, and that will build you up towards your goals and towards your destiny. It's very important that you realize that viewing life in a realistic way is the way to make sure that you succeed. Where do you have to add to? You have to add to maybe going back to school, you know, get some skills. The internet has made everything very easy for us. And the downside of that is that people think that you don't have to do the work anymore. And the work means that you have to go to lengths, the same lengths that we needed to do. Hey, Dita, welcome. And through the same lengths we had to go in the past. What changed this time is that technology helps us, to cross continents within 5 seconds, and but normal is not the standard when you prepare for your goals, and normal is not the standard when you build your ship. What is the standard is facts, and how to make sure that you are able to keep on the straight and narrow. And what is the straight and narrow? The straight and narrow is that you have to be honest to yourself. Don't over exaggerate things. Don't make things better than they are. Stick to the facts. Feet on the ground, always, It's important that you realize that you're not supposed to have everything. So that's a given. You're not supposed to be completely. Hi, Michelle. You don't have to be complete, as they say. Before you start. That's not what I'm aiming at. What I'm aiming at is that you make sure that everything you want and everything you got is by thinking about the scenarios. And one of the ways of doing that is by thinking about the value things have for you. What would it mean if you would lose your house? It's a big one. What would it mean if you could not practice your job and your profession? I should say your profession. What would it mean to you? I think in my case, it would crush me, not being able to talk to you guys would crush me. And I told of a few friends of mine, I told them, I said, every week I'm almost dying in front of the camera, but it's giving me so much pleasure because of the support I'm getting. So it would crush me not to be able to do that. So value is a very important part of the game. Value, make sure that you have your ducks in a row based on your value. It's not a game. We're not playing a game, girls. We're this is the premiere, and you better live it up. But to live it up, you have to prepare, you know? So hoping and praying. I noticed several ways of dealing with stress, hoping and praying. I believe in the Lord, but I believe that He put some brains in my mind, in my head, and to the most extent, they are working fine. So I'm going to use them for my purpose. And that's what you should do. You should figure out what is the value system and pray. Pray a lot if you are a prayer. But the other part is that you have to accept where you are. Step one, we talked about where you are at a certain place or a life phase in your life. And because of that, you have to make the assessment. Okay, we got that part. Now, when you are busy with the assessment, you will figure out that there is some backlog, you know? And the backlog is either you started too late with preparing, or either you have to, totally switch gears from where you are. And thanks, Kathy. And from where you are, and the backlog could devastate some people. It's something that people say, if only I started earlier. No, no, no. You start now. You start now. That's the biggest pitfall of planning. People think they have to be further. No. What you do is you stick to the plan. You make sure that you go back and you fill up the backlog that you have. Go back to school. Find some help. Please, girl. It's a lie. We're not superwomen. No, we're not. We are scared little cats, and we're trying to play dress up in business. So ask for help. Ask for help in the right place, okay? Don't ask for help for people who have never done stuff. Ask help from people who've done it before, or maybe not in the same profession as you, but they know how to balance life. They know how to make sure that life is steady, and that's what you need. Remember the ship? Steady, steady. It's floating, you know. Now, the third thing is that you have to take stock of your emotions. Now, we as women, we got them in abundance, and that makes us. But it's very important to realize that depending on what life phase you are, your emotions can double cross you. Let's take, for example, if you are in the age of 20 years, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of guts, but what you lack is experience to see the long term coming, you know? Well, after that age, what happens is that you do have experience, but you lose your gut. You basically are afraid to take steps because you know what there is. You have experience lost already. you know well, that can hinder you in your progress, because at a certain time, it's do or die. You have to make sure that you want to succeed, and know that you don't succeed without taking steps. So the backlog is there. The backlog in time, backlog in knowledge, call it whatever. It's there, and it's a fact that will not change. And you have to realize that will not ever change. What it does is it makes you realize that you have to go back to work. Now, these emotions I was talking about, They make sure that depending on your moods, yes, I said it, you can either go further or it can hinder you. So what you have to figure out for yourself, especially as a woman, is on in what time frame of the month am I the most productive? I said a month, not a day. You know, we crunch things too much in days, but you have to figure out what part of the month makes me more productive. Now, then if it's 2 weeks, then you take those 2 weeks, and then you put your superpower on, and your superpower is that you make sure that you plan in a realistic way. What does that mean? Realistic planning means that you plan from your skills, out of your core qualities, and what you do is that you make sure that you plan according to the way your life is built right now. Yes, right now. Imagine if you were building on air castle. That would not work, right? So that's the reason why we're building as we are now. This life we have is not going away. We want to improve it. And the best way to improve it is to make sure that you build it on the now. So you take these 2 weeks, you plan realistically, and from there you take your steps. Each week or each moment you keep a little evaluation. And one thing you can do at the end of the day, if you are able, is to write down what you have experienced and watch your mood. Watch the way you handle things. Does this disappointment makes you very moody? Does it make sure that you're paralyzing, or does it make you want to shop? No, 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 no. Put the credit cards away. We are gonna sit down and feel every emotion. That means if we are pointed, excuse me, we utter those magic words. I am disappointed. I am. And even if you're the only one in the room, just say it. Let your system hear it. And let your system know that, yes, I am disappointed. This was very valuable to me. And I'm so sad about it. Then pick yourself up and make sure that you regroup. What brought the disappointment? What brought the failure, if you can call it that? Or maybe just the mix up? Figure out, were it people? Was it yourself? Was it something you could do something about, you could influence, or was it something you had to prepare for? Well, you will find that a lot of things that happen all of a sudden, they don't happen all of a sudden. They happen because either you did not prepare, you did not take the time long enough, either you spoke to the wrong people, or you took steps that were too big for the place you are at this time. So that is what realistic planning means. It makes sure that you go back every day, every day, every day. Well, if you follow this process, what it will do, it will give you confidence, because not every day is a crappy day. But we tend to be afraid of crappy days. No, crappy days are lessons. And crappy days make sure that you see your own behavior. See, you have to study yourself. You will get your life to the place where you want it to go if you study yourself, you know? So we had the emotion part, we had the realistic part, and then we have to get to the part we don't want to talk about. See, the bad thing about planning, building your ship, is that you will not get the time to do it in peace and quiet. No, you have to do like 20 million other things while you're building on your ship, you know? And you have to build in this knowledge of this knowing of that these ships will beat on you regardless of your plans. The winds will beat on you. I'm sorry, that's what I tend to say. The winds will keep on pounding on your ship. They don't feel you're not that special. And what it means is that you have to accept the pounding on your ship and then regroup. Pounding ship, regroup. Maybe I should do that. Or sometimes even stop in the middle of the process, not just the steps, but in the middle of the process, and make sure that you um, take stock of where you are again after a ship after your ship has been pounded on. Well, in what ways can you um, um, get pounded on? You can self sabotage. What you can do is you can talk yourself down, or let these moods influence you in a harmful way. Somebody can say something to you that will really devastate you, and I say not hurt, I say devastate, because sometimes the people we love the most say the most hurtful things to us, or do the most hurtful things to us while we're building our ship. You know, even that is part of the process. What you have to do is you have to make sure that you have your course in your vision. The vision is the how, and the mission is where we want to land. So don't confuse the two. The mission is one standing point in the future, in the near future. The vision is how you get there, the how. And every time when your ship gets pounded on, check your schedule, check the course, and check if you are deviating from the plan. If you decide to deviate from the plan, because I'm not saying that if you see that your ship is going on to to the rocks, that you cannot change course. You can change course, but what is most important is that you have a valid reason, and you can build it with facts, saying this is the reason why I changed course. This is the reason why I thought that maybe it would be a better idea for me to do this or that. Look at your time schedule. Are the things you put in place, are they in the right order? Or do you have to pull certain things to the front and others to the back? Keep building, keep believing, keep making sure that it's that progress, that you are building on, and that's not done over a day, not even a month. But what it does for you, it makes sure that you keep your focus on the right things, and the right things are things that bring you closer to your mission. you know I hate the term destiny, and destiny means that you are powerless. Destiny is like, oh well, everything is already talked about, and I happen to have this bad um, um, behavior that I think that I am the captain of my soul, and I am the captain of my ship. So whatever help is given to me, I accept it. But even in that part, I make sure that I own my ship, and I own my actions, and I own everything I do when it comes to building my life. Position yourself, girls, position yourself, build your ship, and I would love for you to join me on Instagram, join me on Facebook, and join me on my website. And let's talk. If you have questions, please don't hesitate. Not one question, and I can tell you, not one question is a surprise to me, because I've been there, and I'm a self-made woman. I'm not, I'm not only theoretical, but I've went through the ringers, and girl, I got you. Love you. Thank you for listening to me today. See you again. Bye bye.